Hello, how you doing? This is Opueson Babo Opueson Ifakoride Fadairo. And so I am making moy moy. This is what I want to show you how to make moy moy. Okay, so I've already taken. Do I have another one in there? Oh, all right. So I already taken the black eyed peas, soaked them overnight, and then I take the skin off, and then I pureed it in here. Put a little water that I soaked them in, put them inside of a blender, blended them up. So this isn't so moy moy. We don't put, we don't fry it inside of the palm oil. We steam it. So we put the palm oil inside. But this, before I do moy moy, I'm gonna do ekuru. So ekuru is different. Same way that you make moy moy, but you would just put, you want it really thick. You want it really, 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 really thick like that. Right? So black eyed pea mesh. After we took the skin off and everything else, we put that specifically just like that. So I put enough in there so that it could be it'll firm up really quickly, but at the same time so that it will be once I wrap it up and everything else, it won't ooze out the side. But this is ekuru. So ekuru, we don't have any kind of flavors or anything like that. So no salt, no palm oil, no onion, none of that. We'll do the same thing with moy moy after this, but for this one, we're just only doing like this without any flavor. We're just doing ekuru. Ekuru. See how it's coming outside, but it's thick. So you don't have to necessarily worry about that. So how I get around that, I actually get some more of these stuff. I use banana leaf. A lot of people use aluminum foil, but aluminum foil is poisonous. So we don't want to use that when we're dealing with food. So I use banana leaf. I wrap it up nice and tight. People do it in their own little ways that they do, but this is the way that I do it. Gotta make it thick. Gotta make it fit right. I like to tie it up like so. And then I put it in. See how that little bit's coming out on the side too? So I want to put some more, because we don't want anything to come out like that. So I want to put some more banana leaf around it. So that's why I put a bunch of it in there. That's why I put it thick. So I know for a fact that I will get, it'll firm up really quickly, and I don't have to worry about trying to have it ooze out or not firm up correctly. So I want to just make sure that those things are done in a certain way. So you don't have to worry about that. That should be good enough for what we need. I just need to close it up now. We'll be good. We will be good. So, I generally don't use other string and stuff like that. No particular reason. I just, use what you have. So I just use the outline of the banana leaf to tie it up. Or, other pieces of the banana leaf to tie it up. Just so. Just stay together. That's all we're looking for. So again, the difference between akara and ekuru and moy moy. So akara, you're frying it inside the palm oil. Moy moy, you are cooking palm oil with it Ekuru, you have no palm oil or any kind of flavor. And that's what we're doing first. We're doing Ekuru. So Ekuru, usually you give Ekuru when you know, sometimes it calls for it. Sometimes Ifa calls for it. Sometimes other entities call for it. And it also is really good for just maintaining or connecting. Connecting with any deity like Obatala or the deity of money, Ajay. Any of those would be the same. I'm looking for because you just lightly pan fry it. So, but first, that's some water that's boiling. No. Because we lightly pan fry it, because when we lightly pan fry it, it automatically gives us, it firms it up a little bit. So I just want to sit in there at least for 5 minutes, that's all. Nothing major, always flipping it around. Let it heat up a little bit, do its thing. 5 minutes or so. Come back, put that inside of this water, which I'm about to see. I've been obviously cooking. But this water, I want it to boil. But while that water's getting ready to boil, I want this to firm up. So I want to put as much heat on this as possible. So let it firm up. And then once I get to the other ones, I can do some other things. So, palm oil, in this case, when we're dealing with Ekuru, and we're doing Ekuru and Moyn Moyn. We're dealing with Moyn Moyn. Moyn Moyn is the same thing as Ekuru, which is that we're putting the palm oil inside of it. And then we're also, so put the palm oil. Palm oil. I got a bunch of it. It's like 5 pounds of palm oil. Just saying. It's nice and cold now, so it's thick. See, like that sound in there. I just flip it over a little bit so it can firm up a little bit more. So now I'm gonna put in a little onion. I use red onion. Some people use garlic, stuff like that, but red onion is really good when we're doing Ekuru or Moyn Moyn. So, this Moyn Moyn, like I said again, it's the same thing as we just did. We're just dealing with, and I didn't show you how we took off the skins, but basically you soak it in there. I soak it either overnight or like a day or something like that, so that it really soaks in. Because I get dry black beans, black-eyed peas, dry black-eyed peas. And then I take them, soak them. After I soak them, then I take the skin off, and then I put them in here and puree it like that. Just put a little bit of water so it can be nice and thick, just like we showed you earlier. So that's really the key to kingdom, that it's thick. If it's not thick, you got a problem. You got a major problem if it's not thick. So, because it won't hold this form. We don't want that. We want it to hold this form. So in this case, we're just making some Moyn Moyn, like this, right? Like we said, we're gonna put it in there with it. Again, people make it in different ways. So some people take the onion and puree it in there with it, but I didn't want to do that because I was making ekuru. So I know that I couldn't do that in that way. So we just want to use a little bit of the palm oil on this. Just a little bit. Give it a little bit of flavor. Just a little bit of flavor. And let it do its thing. Spectacular. You know, when we cook the akara, we'll put the akara specifically in there. So right now, we'll just do it this way. Small. So that may be pretty good in itself. Just want to firm up a little bit. Doesn't have to be, blow up the spot. We can just have it like that. So see, this is actually worked out better because I don't have any holes, I don't have anything around there, and then I can always. It's easier to wrap it. So again, I just want to make sure that it's together enough to where it can firm up. Nothing's gonna leak out. I don't have to worry about it coming out the side because we're gonna steam it. That's the difference between Ekuru and Moyn Moyn. That you steam this, you're not frying it. Ekuru, you fry it. Moyn Moyn, you steam it. So now this one, remember how that looks, though, because we're about to go in there and do that. Right? See how it's boiling up already? Just flip it in there like that. Let it do its thing. Again, like maybe 5-10 minutes. Not necessarily anything major. Just 5-10, 10-5. 5-10, good buddy. So I'll do it that way. Now my daughter says, "You got dad jokes?" I always got dad jokes. But this is what we got. So I'm gonna get in, pick it up like that. Again, I like banana leaf or any kind of leaf cooking it in instead of aluminum foil or anything toxic to the body, because this also will break down. The aluminum foil will take forever. So this will break down really nicely. It's good stuff. So again, just waiting for it to do its thing. So I made it specifically different so that I know that that's Ekuru and this is Moyn Moyn. And then we'll make the akara after we do this. The echo. Those are all the foods of egungun. Egungun is 6s. Everything is in 6s. Just want to make sure it's in there. See how that's boiling up in there? Nice and boiled. So that it firms up completely. So the consistency again is very important. See how thick that is? That's really thick. So that's the consistency that you want when you have akara. So needs to flow a little bit better. You can see it. Work with it. See, I know nothing's coming out the sides because we really made sure that it was secure on the edges, so nothing's falling out, because again, it's thick on the inside. It's not watery. You don't want it watery. If it was watery, it would be all over the place. But since it's thick, then it automatically will have some form. It'll firm up really quickly. And once it starts to boil up or heat up, you can always just turn it down so you don't have to have it this high. So this is pretty much cool for the moy moy. We just want it to firm up. We don't need it to be cooked at that point. Because it steams. When it steams like this, it's cooked. Steamed in there, it's cooking. Here, it's just mainly just firming up. It's a little bit longer than